What if you could take one open source platform, plug in a few tools you already use, and suddenly your workflow isn't just a checklist. It's a team of AI agents actually doing the work for you. That's the promise behind Astron Agent, a next-generation automation platform built around collaborative AI agents. And the big idea is simple. Instead of one bot trying to do everything, you create multiple agents that can communicate, split up tasks, and push a project forward together. So in this video, I'm going to break down what Astron Agent is, why the multi-agent approach matters, and a few real ways people can use it. Whether you are a developer, data person, or a business owner trying to scale automation without losing your mind. Let's jump in. So first, let's talk about the core concept, multi-agent workflows. Most automation tools feel like a straight line. Step 1 triggers step 2, step 2 triggers step 3, and if anything breaks in the middle, the whole thing falls apart. Astron Agent is designed differently. You can build workflows where multiple agents collaborate, kind of like a small digital team. One agent can handle data collection, another can validate or clean it, another can run analysis, and another can format results and send them somewhere you want, right? And this becomes really powerful when your job isn't just one task, but a chain of tasks that depends on other tasks, right? Yes, indeed. Now, instead of forcing one super agent to do everything, you assign roles and responsibilities. That structure alone can make complex automation way easier to manage. Now, here's the practical advantage: breaking big work into small work. Think about how humans handle complicated projects. We don't do everything at once, we delegate, right? Astron Agent aims to bring that same idea into automation. One agent takes the API request. Another agent processes a batch of data. Another agent talks to a database. Another agent checks the results and decides what's happened next. That division makes your automation more flexible and, in many cases, more reliable, because even if one part struggles, the rest of the workflow can continue or recover without you rebuilding the entire system from scratch. It's basically modular automation, but with agents that can coordinate instead of just running blindly, right? The second big piece is tool integration. Because no matter how smart an agent is, it's only useful if it can actually do things in your real environment. Astron Agent is built with the idea that your workflows should connect to external tools, things like APIs you already rely on, as well as databases, internal services, machine learning models, right? And of course, third-party platforms. Now, this matters because automation isn't just generate text. Real automation pulls data, transform it, run logic, store it, notify someone, and repeat. So instead of constantly switching between systems, the workflow becomes the bridge and the agents become the workers. Got it? Perfect. Now let's talk about a problem most people don't think about until it hurts: long-running tasks. A lot of automation tools are great for quick actions, like send an email, summarize a document, post a message, right? But what if your workflow needs to run for hours? Or it needs to process a massive data set? Or maybe it needs to keep working in the background across multiple stages. Astron Agent is built with long-running workflows in mind. That's important for things like large data pipelines, extended processing jobs, multi-step research tasks, continuous monitoring, because the moment you move from toy automations to production automations, time becomes a real factor. And if it runs for a long time, you need one more thing, and that's visibility. This is where monitoring comes in. Astron Agents include monitoring style features, so you can track what each agent is doing, see the progress, and spot issues early. Because the worst feeling in automation is when you hit run, walk away, then come back later and realize it failed 10 minutes in, but you only found out 3 hours later, right? But with monitoring, you want to be able to answer which agent is working right now, what stage is the workflow in, did something fail, and if it failed, where and why. Now that's the difference between cool demo and a tool I can actually trust. Now let's get into scalability and deployment, because this is where a lot of tools sound great until you try to use them for real. Astron Agent is designed to scale with your needs. Small projects, bigger systems, production workloads, and you can typically run workflows in the environment that matches your infrastructure, whether that's your own servers, private cloud, or even public cloud. For a solid developer, that means you can start small without over-engineering. For a team, it means you can build something once and expand it without throwing everything away later. Another part I like about the concept is the open source and the community angle. Now, if you ever try to build automation from scratch, you know how much time you lose reinventing patterns other people already solved. Astron Agent encourages sharing workflows, like publishing them on GitHub, contributing templates, and learning from other builders. And when there's a strong library of workflows, you are not starting from zero every time. Cool, right? I know. You can take a workflow someone already built, adapt it to your use case, swap tools, add agents, and move much faster. That's how open source wins. Not because it's free, but because it compounds knowledge. Alright, so what does this look like in real life? Let's run through a few examples where multi-agent automation actually makes sense. Example number 1, research and data processing. Imagine a workflow where one agent collects data from multiple sources, then another agent cleans and normalizes it, and another agent runs analysis, and another agent generates a report and highlights key insights. That kind of pipeline can save literally hours, especially when you do it repeatedly. And if it's long running, you want that monitoring so you can trust it while it runs, right? Example number 2, backend operation and maintenance. Now, if you manage servers, databases, or internal tools, you can automate things such as health checks, backups, monitoring and alerts, data synchronization. And the multi-agent model is helpful because one agent can monitor, another can respond, and another can log everything and notify the right channel. Example number 3, software development workflows. Automation in dev isn't just C and CD, it's everything around it. Code checks, testing, build steps, deployment steps, release notes, even notifications. You can set up an agent workflow that helps your pipeline run smoother and reduces the human error that slips in when you are tired or rushing. So how do you get started? In most cases, it's the usual open source flow. Simply clone the repo from GitHub, follow the setup instructions, configure your environment, build your first workflow, and always start simple. Don't try to build a 100-step mega automation on day one. Instead, pick one annoying process you repeat every week. Something like collecting data, cleaning it, and exporting it, right? Maybe checking system health and generating a summary, pulling metrics and sending a report. Then turn that into your first workflow and expand from there, right? Now, once you see it working, adding more agents and more tools starts to feel natural. So here's the bottom line. Astron Agent is interesting because it's pushing automation beyond single bot, single task, and into coordinating AI workflows that can actually resemble how team works, right? If you're building anything complex or you want automation that don't collapse the moment they get bigger, the multi-agent structure tool integrations, long-range task support, and monitoring approach can be a big deal. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description so you can explore the GitHub documentation and examples. And if you have questions about Astron Agent or you want me to cover a specific workflow idea, drop a comment down below. I can read them and I can make a follow-up video based on what you are trying to build. You're welcome. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next AI tool recommendation. Peace out.